Wi-Fi nationwide, I can upload this back.
That was just insane. I need to hydrate for a minute.
5G bars in more places than anyone. Just one of the
So,
T-Mobile is 5G.
is everybody watching these games about as drained as I am right now? My goodness. It was that game, that Steelers game. It was ugly, but Steelers games usually are. Well, Steelers Ravens games have been lately, but this was an ugly game. But when the dust settled after over 60 minutes, after almost 70, about 68 minutes, I'd have to guess, Pittsburgh did it, and even better, Jacksonville did it. They beat the Colts. Now they beat them down. Can you believe it? They actually pulled up. Indy cannot win in Jacksonville, no matter how bad the Jags are. Remember, when Jacksonville beat them last year, that was the only win they had. Oh man! And here's the scary thing. Now, Jacksonville's won 4 games. Jacksonville's won 4 games since the start of 2020, but half of them, 2 of them, were against Indy. Oh my goodness, the Colts just really shit the bed in their game, of course, which is what happens when you have Carson Wentz as your quarterback. The sound you hear right now is Philly just dancing and celebrating the fact that he's not there anymore. But anyway, so with that combination, the Colts, bye, they're gone. They had the win-it-in scenario, I think, 2 weeks in a row. Either 2 weeks or 3 weeks in a row, but I know at least 2 weeks in a row, they had the win-it-in scenario, they controlled their own destiny, and they completely blew it. They blew it. So, the Colts are out. The Colts are out as a result of Pittsburgh's win after their loss. And of course, Baltimore's out with the loss. And Baltimore, oh my goodness. That's just awful. They once led the AFC at 8-3. They didn't win another game ever again. 6 straight losses and out of the playoffs. And the crazy thing is they're 2 years removed. They're 2 years removed from a 14-2 season, which they also blew. And then this happens. That team is regressing. They are regressing. And so Baltimore's out. Baltimore's former team, the Colts, they're out too. Pittsburgh is now the only team behind the playoff line. They finished 9-7-1. That's a winning record. Yet another one for the legendary coach Mike Tomlin. That's Big Ben's 165th win of his career. Most likely he's not done yet because of all that. Now Pittsburgh has pretty much the easiest scenario as for getting to the playoffs. All that has to happen in the finale between the Raiders and Chargers, someone has to win it. Someone has to win it. The only thing that would end their season is if that game ends tied. Because if the Raiders, because there's still 2 spots left, if the Raiders and Chargers both end tied, they're both in via head-to-head tiebreakers because both teams beat the Steelers this year. But all that has to happen, somebody has to win it. That's it. And pretty much, if one team is ahead of the other by a good bit by around the middle of the third quarter, I think Pittsburgh can celebrate. Oh man, but it's crazy. It's crazy. So Pittsburgh has a lot of life now. They have a very great chance to make the playoffs this season, and they'll be in as the 7th seed, and they will face Kansas City because Tennessee won over the Texans. So the road to AFC goes through Nashville, and Kansas City is locked in as the number 2 team, and will play whoever the number 7 seed is. It'll be Pittsburgh or the Raiders. Of course, the only way the Raiders get in is a tie. A loss won't do it. As for other seeding possibilities in the AFC, the Bengals lost again to Cleveland. So the Browns can at least say they won the battle of Ohio. Like that's gonna mean anything. So Cleveland beat Cincinnati, which means Cincinnati. The only way Cincinnati can be locked in as the number 3 seed is if both New England and Buffalo lose. Of course, there's still remaining scenarios in the late window. I'm watching one of the games right now. The Rams and the 49ers. Of course, both teams have something to play for there. If the Niners win, they're in the playoffs. If the Niners lose and the Saints win, the Saints and the Niners are done. The Rams win, they win the division and lock in the number 2 seed, which would mean Tampa Bay would be locked in number 3, and Dallas would locked in number 4 if the Rams win. And for Dallas, if they're locked in number 4, they'll play Arizona again for the second time in 3 weeks. So yeah, that's all that's left. The NFC West is up for grabs. The last playoff spot in the NFC is up for grabs, and the Sunday night finale tonight, the last playoff spots in the AFC are up for grabs between the 2 teams playing, Vegas and the Chargers, and of course Pittsburgh. So that's what's in store. I'll be back with updates after this window's games end. So stay tuned, and I might as well just say congratulations to the Steelers, because it looks like they're going to get in.